documented multiple injuries and indications. The most disturbing part was there were a lot of cuts in her private areas, cuts on her breast. On one side of her breast had a cut which started from beneath her breast and ended on her nipple. And the result got scarier when the forensics said there were cuts on her vagina, her genital area. They said the cut was about 1 centimeter long and looked like the cut had been opened but not too wide. After running more tests they saw rope marks on her hands and legs, a tiny rope mark but strong. They said perhaps that was when she was cut, but there was no much sign of struggling. Perhaps the cut on her genital area was after she was dead. Veteran detectives later described the case as one of the most psychologically disturbing investigations of their careers, not because of extreme violence alone, but because of the apparent planning and obsession involved. Police obtained search warrants for every employee with close contact to Lena. Vivian cooperated fully. She answered every question calmly. She denied any unusual relationship with the victim. At first, investigators found nothing. Then forensic teams examined her apartment. Hidden behind a removable panel inside a bedroom closet, detectives recovered dozens of notebooks. Each contained observations about strangers Vivian had encountered over the years. Many entries focused on injuries. Several described blood in unsettling detail. The final notebook included repeated references to Lena. One line read, "Some people don't realize they're chosen until it's too late." The journals transformed the investigation. Detectives no longer believed they were dealing with coincidence. They believed they were dealing with obsession. Following the discovery of Lena Brooks' body, detectives obtained a warrant to arrest Vivian Carter. Officers arrived at her apartment early the next morning. The apartment was empty. Her clothes were gone. Her phone had been abandoned on the kitchen counter. There were no signs of a struggle, no indication of where she had gone. For investigators, the timing was almost impossible to ignore. Someone had either warned Vivian, or she had anticipated the investigation long before police did. A nationwide search began. Weeks passed without a single credible sighting. Eventually, the case grew cold. But just as public attention started to fade, another incident brought Vivian's name back into the spotlight. The night before detectives officially suspended active searches for Vivian, employees at Ashwood Biologics were working an overnight shift under increased security. Around 2:15 a.m., a junior technician accidentally cut his hand while unpacking laboratory equipment. Several coworkers later gave remarkably similar statements. Before anyone could reach the injured man, Vivian appeared. She calmly took hold of his hand. She stared at the blood for several seconds. Then, without saying a word, she leaned forward. The technician pulled away in shock. By the time security officers responded to the disturbance, Vivian had